right, welcome to our gentle stress management class, and we're continuing to explore the use of mudra for yoga and meditation. And today we are going to be working with Vajrapradma Mudra. That's a little tough to say. It's Vajrapradma Mudra. And this mudra is about resilience. So resiliency is just our ability to positively adapt and absorb stress without taking it on chronically. It's our capacity to be with stress in an adaptive manner over long periods of time. So we know that unpredictable and unfortunate stuff will happen. Obviously, we're living it right now in a lot of ways in that big picture space. And how we respond or absorb and adapt to the stressors that are inescapable and inevitable is key to living a healthy life. So we're going to be working with this mudra throughout our practice today, in the beginning and at the end. The way that we do this is to take the two hands so that the palms are facing toward you, and you're just going to lace the fingers together so the thumbs are straight up. And as you lace the fingers together, there's a gentle grip of the fingers to the tops of the hands, and then almost like you're going to pull the hands away from one another, but you're not. So there's just this little isometric action of pulling the hands away from one another without letting go. And you can feel when you do this, it sort of spreads the wings of the shoulder blades onto the back. And this is our mudra of resiliency. And we can put the mudra on any of our chakras, which we'll be doing throughout the practice today, to create a sense of resiliency in the energy body. And we're also going to be focusing a lot on the solar plexus chakra, which is the navel center chakra. It is the personal power, self-worth, energy center of the body. So we'll be doing a little bit of core work, but nice and gentle for this class. So let's take a moment to find our seat today. And you can sit in a chair or on a mat if you prefer. And we'll just start to plant the feet intentionally into the earth. So feel as you press the feet down into the earth, feel that connection. Feel the strength of the legs. As you move your awareness up the legs, make sure that your heels are underneath or slightly forward of the knees. And then let your awareness come to the sit bones, also a part of the roots in that energy body. And just let yourself balance your weight left to right. And then from here, start to lift the rib cage off of the pelvis, creating space for that energetic flow to the pelvic bowl. Lengthen up through the spine and feel the crown of the head reach towards source. So we're taking a moment to establish that connection as above and so below, to create that open conduit to flow through these two energies of source and earth. Now from here, bring the hands onto the belly and go ahead and lace the fingers together and let the thumbs be pointing up, and just feel the belly starting to breathe. So we're coming into our barrage. Let me try to say that again. We're coming into our Vajrapradma Mudra as we bring the awareness to this belly breath. So feel, without any effort, just the natural rhythm of the breath moving the belly. So the belly gets round as we inhale, and as we exhale, the navel softens back towards center. So I'm going to give you a couple of options today with this belly breath. You can keep it subtle and soft, just like this, inhaling that round belly and exhaling that gentle softening back in. Or if you want to add a little bit more intention to the breath, as you exhale, draw the navel toward the spine to feel a little tension in the belly, in the core, and to start to feel that fire awakening in the belly. So as we work in our core center, the solar plexus chakra, we're awakening a center strength in the body. We're awakening the personal power energetically, and a support system that stabilizes and supports the entire spine. Let's take a few more moments just to feel this belly breath. So as you're breathing here, just consider the concept of core strength. So when we do something that engages the core, the muscles of the core actually talk to the brain in a way that tends to produce a sort of happiness and euphoria. It calms down anxiety, and there's this feedback loop where the brain is reading the signals from the body, and the core of the body says, I've got this. I'm in control. It's a really empowering state of mind when you can connect to a strong center, physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. So now from here, let the hands come to rest on your thighs. Feel that inner lift in the body. Take a deep breath and just find some length in the neck. And then as you exhale, very gently drop the chin toward the chest. So this can be a subtle range of motion, or you can really let the head get heavy and feel a deeper stretch in the back of the neck. Now as you're in the pose, feel that belly breathing and that subtle engagement of the core in the body. So from our center, we can stabilize the spine to move further into our poses in a way that's safe and effective. Now on your next inhale, come back to center, and on your exhale, drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. Same thing here, so it can be a subtle dropping over, or if you want a little bit more, you can let the head get really heavy. And just honor any restrictions that you may have in the neck. On your next inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, let your right ear drift toward your right shoulder. And just feel the left side of the neck gently release. Finding a range of motion that works best for you. And then let your next inhale bring you back to center. Just take a moment here to pause. So we're going to take just a couple of shoulder rolls. Roll the shoulders forward and up on an inhale. And as you exhale, take them back and just relax. And do that a couple times. Let it be loose and easy. Try not to force the range of motion or create any grinding or discomfort. So we're just taking a moment to wiggle out these shoulders, and then see if you can go the other way. So as you inhale, roll the shoulders back and up, and as you exhale, come forward and relax. Do that a couple times. And then let's take a moment to create some heat and fire in the hands. So we've done this several times throughout our mudra exploration. Let's go ahead and take the arms wide on an inhale and then clap on the exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Good. 1 more. And then find that heat. So we're engaging that same energy of fire that corresponds to the core strength, that corresponds to the solar plexus chakra. And as we engage or ignite this fire, this heat in the hands, we're awakening all of those energetic nadis that flow through the body. Take a moment to rub the tops of the hands and the space between the fingers. And then find that little bit of space between the hands and start to feel the pulsation of energy, maybe some tingling, some heat. Maybe you feel just a little resistance as you press the 2 hands together, almost like magnets when they are turned to repel one another. That is your energy body waking up. And this energetic fire, or this energetic element of fire, is about transformation. Good. Now go ahead and lace the fingers together. Let the thumbs move up. We're finding our little mudra, our Vajrapradma Mudra. Start to squeeze the fingers into the tops of the hands and pull the hands apart, almost like they're going to come apart, but actually we're still holding on. So you can feel that energetic pull of the shoulder blades spreading. Now on an inhale, we're going to lengthen up through the spine, and then we're just going to turn the body to the left. So consider any restrictions or special instructions that you may have received for what's going on in your body. And you can make the twist very subtle, so something like this. Or if you feel comfortable, really pull that left hand and feel the rotation move from the low belly all the way up to the crown of the head as you turn to the left. And then on an inhale, come back to center. And then from the pull of the right hand to the right, turn the body to the right, any amount. So you decide, based on what's going on in your body, what kind of rotation happens for you today. Let the inhale bring you back to center. Take a moment to lengthen up and lift and bring those hands back to the belly. Lift the heart. Let the elbows relax. Take a moment to feel that breath once again in the belly, the strength of the core. So today we're going to play a little bit with boat pose. Now, ideally, boats float, but sometimes they sink. And I think we've all experienced that sinking feeling at some time in our lives. It might come after sudden disappointment or loss, and sometimes it's built up over time. Sometimes it's emotional, physical, sometimes it's a combination of both. In fact, often it's a combination of both. So the key is that we're able to bounce back, to get back up, and to float again. So let's learn to float in this sea of change and support ourselves by finding some joy and playfulness in this practice today. So we're going to begin by, we're holding this mudra here. The elbows are going to just hug into the body, the heart is going to lift. And then just take your left foot and see if you can let it hover off of the ground. So feel the navel drawing in subtly to support the lifting of the leg and lift the heart. Now, if you need to put your hands on your chair to give yourself a little extra support, feel free to do that, and you can visualize the mudra. Or if you're comfortable holding the mudra at the belly, you can feel the support of the core holding the body. Now from here, lower that left leg. Take a moment to reach the arms out, around, and up. Take a big breath as you reach. And then lace the fingers together overhead and exhale the hands back into that mudra, resting on the belly. We'll do the same thing now on the other side. So let the elbows soften into the ribs, lift the heart, draw the navel in, and gently lift the right leg. Let the foot hover off of the ground. Again, you have the option to use the hands on the chair if you need some additional support, or simply hold the belly. Good. Let's take one more breath here. On your exhale, release. Good. Now take the hands to the knees and bring the feet wide. Slide forward in your chair a little bit and just windshield wiper those legs from side to side. I'm kind of wiggling out any tension that may be creeping into those hips. Good, and then we'll make our way back to center, and we're going to take another variation of this posture. So you are more than welcome to do exactly what you did previously. Or if you want to up-level the pose a little bit, we can bring the hands up to the heart. So the hands are slightly away from the chest. We're doing that little isometric pull. So the fingers are gripping the hands, but there's the action of pulling the hands apart without movement. Lift the heart, draw the navel in. Maybe lean back just a little bit, feel the core, and then see if you can lift that left leg. Good. So again, you can go back to hands on the belly or on the chair if that is needed. Maybe push yourself just a little bit to build that resilience and use the breath. Use the breath to manage whatever stress you may be feeling in the pose. Or perhaps you let yourself find some ease. When you feel ready, release the left leg, release the arms, and then inhale the arms out, around, and up. Go ahead and lace the fingers together overhead again. Find your mudra, let it float down to the belly. Good. And then lift the heart and draw the navel in. Now, option to lift the mudra in front of the chest and find that little isometric pull of the hands away from one another without actually moving. Lean back just a little bit, draw the navel in, lift the heart, let the right foot hover. Take a moment to breathe. Notice what you feel. Let the breath be the resilience that holds you in the pose. Managing the uncertainty of it, managing the discomfort of it. Letting yourself pull through to the other side of that rocky channel. When you're ready, let the right foot release, let the hands release. Inhale the arms out, around, and up. Lace the fingers together up overhead once again and come back to the belly. Good. All right, so now we're going to maybe take it up a notch, maybe not. You decide how far you go in this boat pose, okay? So we're going to start by leaning back a little bit and just come onto your tippy toes. So you can feel already right here when you're on your tiptoes and the knees are lifted, there's a little bit more action happening in this pose. So again, you can bring hands to belly, you can bring hands to the chair, or you can bring hands to the heart and lift the chest. Then lean back a little bit. See if you can float one foot, maybe the other, maybe both. So be mindful of the belly, of the strength in that core. Keep lifting the heart. Let your boat rock a little bit. Maybe the water's a little rough today. Feel that center of the core holding you steady. One foot can be on the ground as you rock a little bit. You can bring the hands to the chair as you rock. Find a place to be in the pose that you can feel that resiliency at the very center of the strength in who you are. Always able to find your way back to center. And when you feel ready, release the feet down to the ground, release the arms. Take another big inhale, lacing the fingers together. Let the hands come to the heart. This time we're going to actually put the hands right on the chest. Let the elbows relax and very gently drop the chin toward the chest. Take a moment to breathe. And just remember, you are resilient. You are robust and you are capable of positive adaptation. You've got this. Now from here, let's bring the hands back to the thighs. Feel yourself sit a little taller. Now when we work this core center, very often we're also really working these hips and legs. So let's take a moment to give those legs a little bit of love. Just put your hands on your legs and just give them a little rub, a little massage. Remember, we activated all of those energy channels in the hands, and we've got that healing, transformative heat, energy of fire coming from the hands to massage these legs. Good. Now on your next inhale, sit a little taller. And then on your exhale, just take that right knee and pull it in. So you can bring it in at center, or you can take it out wide and pull it more toward the outer rib cage. And then just take a second here to move that foot around. Maybe point and flex the ankle. And then we're going to take that right ankle and put it on the left thigh. So if this works for you, you can be here. If this is not comfortable, you can always bring your ankle down so that it's on top of the other foot. So I'm going to lift my feet so you can kind of see. So it might look something like that, only this foot's going to be on the floor. And let that right hip just drop open. And then from here, we're going to lift the heart and just hinge forward any amount. If you have the ankle on top of the thigh, take your right hand high into that hip crease and just nudge the thigh down so you can feel that right hip. So you might already be feeling a really good stretch here as we get into that hip and release the tension there. If you want more, you're going to lift the heart and then just hinge forward at the hips any amount. I like to bring one hand to my foot and one hand to my knee. So you can do that. If you want to go back to the mudra, you can lace the fingers together, let the thumbs point up and do that little isometric pull of the hands apart from one another and hinge forward maybe a little bit more. So wherever you are, just let yourself feel the breath and feel that as you exhale, we're releasing the tension in this hip. Let's take one more breath here. And then on the exhale, let the body surrender a little bit more into the pose. So letting the elbows relax and maybe bowing the head a little bit. Continuing to move the rib cage and the chest forward as you feel release if you want more. Feel the strong root of your left foot and your sit bones. Bring your awareness to the breath, moving the belly. Now when you're ready, come back to neutral. Bring your hands onto that right leg and just let your legs rock a little bit from side to side. And then take the right leg and straighten it out in front of you. Bring it all the way down to the ground. And then from that thigh bone, just let the leg rock a little bit from side to side. Good. Now let's do that on the other side. So we're going to take an inhale to find length in the spine. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring that left knee in. So starting from the very beginning of this little series. Again, the knee can come in at center, or you can take it out and bring it more toward the rib cage. Feel the root of that right foot and your sit bones balancing, holding you, and the breath moving in the belly. Take a moment to move that foot around. Take a couple circles, pointing and flexing and wiggling the toes. And then we'll take that ankle to either the right thigh or to the top of the right foot. So you decide what feels better for you. From here, the left hand is going to come into the crease of the left thigh, and you're going to just push that thigh down a little bit. So you'll start to feel some stretch in that left hip. And notice that one side might feel very different than the other. Let yourself take a few breaths here. As you exhale, feel a little more release in that hip joint. And then we can start to expand the pose by adding our mudra. So let's lift the heart. Maybe feel yourself hinge forward a little bit more. And we can bring the hands right in front of the chest, lacing the fingers together, your two thumbs up. Our Vajrapradma Mudra. Inhale, maybe lift the heart a little bit more. As you exhale, maybe you can hinge forward a little bit more. So you're feeling that stretch. Keep the breath moving. Remember, be in a place that's a little edgy. You're feeling a good stretch, but you're not uncomfortable. You're not in pain. We're resilient on the edges, always able to come back to center with that breath and whatever form of the pose we choose to work in. Good. Now from here, let's surrender. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, let the hands come to the chest, relax the elbows, and very gently drop the head. An option to inhale to lift the heart a little bit more, to exhale to hinge forward a little bit more as you feel that release. Let yourself take a few more breaths here. And then when you feel ready, come back to neutral. Take that left ankle off of the right thigh, extend the leg forward and lower it down. And then wiggle that thigh bone in and out. And let that foot come back to neutral. We're going to take one forward bend. So you can either keep the feet hip width apart or take the feet nice and wide. I'm going to go wide today because I want a little bit more opening in my hips. So we're going to bring the hands into our mudra right here at the chest. Then inhale the mudra forward and up. As you exhale, let that mudra pass through the Sushumna Nadi, that central channel, and just begin to fold your body forward. So we can bring the elbows onto the thighs and keep the heart lifted. We can also drop a little deeper in so that the head and the arms melt all the way down. So you decide how far you're going into this forward bend today. Taking a moment to breathe here. Maybe gently swaying the body from side to side or rocking from side to side on those sit bones. And then when you feel ready, draw the navel in to support the spine. Begin to lift the heart. Feel the back muscles engage to rise up. Maybe pausing at that halfway mark if you went all the way down into your forward bend. Coming back up to seated. Inhaling the arms up over the head. Exhaling to float the arms down by your sides. Now from here, you can take a moment to get comfortable. If you'd like to elevate the legs onto a second chair or a footstool or a fitness ball, go ahead and do that. I'm going to slide the hips back into the chair, get those feet propped up, and let yourself get as comfortable as possible. As you're leaning back into the support behind you, let the head be supported, relax the shoulders. We're going to take another moment to find our mudra and just let the hands rest on the belly. As you close your eyes and the awareness moves more inward, feel that belly breathing. The resiliency of the strength in our core, in that very center of our being. Learning to float in this sea of change. Learning to find that balance center, even in stormy weather and rocky waves. For now, in this moment, the water is calm. The boat is steady. And all you need to do is trust and breathe. Feel yourself gently floating in your boat. Let yourself rest and surrender completely as you relax this physical body. Breath by breath, softening and letting go. Relaxing through the toes, and through the arches of the feet and the ankles. Letting the weight of the legs surrender to the support beneath you. Relaxing the knees and the hips. And even now, letting go of any holding or gripping in the hands as you soften more through the fingers, the thumbs, the palms of the hands and the wrists. Feel the weight of the arms surrender to the support beneath you and relax the joints of the elbows and the shoulders. Feel the gentle breath in the belly. Feel the pelvis supported, the muscles of the buttocks and low belly relaxing, the lower back relaxing, and a sense of ease in the organs of the pelvis. And feel your long spine supported as you surrender the back body into that support, the muscles of the back trusting, relaxing, the shoulder blades relaxing, the gentle movement in the rib cage as you breathe, the lungs at ease, the heart space gently rising and falling, the sense of ease in the organ of the heart, a release of tension in the neck and a softening of the throat. And inviting that same sense of softness into the features of your face as we float in this sea of change, finding that joy, allowing a gentle smile to move over the lips, softening the jaw and the tongue, softening the lids of the eyes, and relaxing the forehead. Let us consider the mantras. I trust. I have faith. I am confident. For the next few moments, connecting to that gut feeling, that deep inner instinct of the solar plexus. And without really intellectualizing or thinking about it, let yourself finish the sentences of each of these mantras. I trust my. Finish that sentence. I have faith in. Finish that sentence. I am confident in. Finish that sentence. Let's repeat those mantras 3 times. I'll read the introduction and then you can finish each line. I trust my. I have faith in. I am confident. I trust my. I have faith in. I am confident. Let's do that one more time. I trust my. I have faith in. confident. Let yourself take a few more moments to linger in the vibration of these words, in the vibration of the work that we've done today. As we learn to float in this sea of change, let us support ourselves by finding joy and reward in effort and in buoying ourselves up by allowing some play. And remember, you are resilient, you are robust, and you are capable of positive adaptation. Namaste.